Shalom, 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 shalom. Giving all praises, honor, and glory to the Most High God, Yahweh. By Shema Mashiach coming like Yahushai. This is Brother Zamran, watchman for Israel, Seattle, coming live right now to wake up the lost sheep of the house of Israel, who are the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. You are God's chosen people. We're living in these last days. We're in the fourth quarter of this thing, and it's time for us to turn it up a whole notch so that we have hopes of deliverance and salvation, not only for us, but for the nation of Israel, for those who are called. I want to say shalom to all the brothers who are on the highways and hedges, who are waking up our people in season and out of season, week in and week out, weekend in and weekend out, right? Who are doing the works of the Most High. I want to say shalom to you, brothers. I also want to say shalom to all the mighty sisters in this truth who are doing their best to reverence their households, be submissive to their husbands, operate in the spirit of our mighty foremothers. I want to say shalom to y'all as well. I also want to say shalom to all the 12 tribes that are scattered abroad, and we're going to get into this thing. As you see the title, right, I actually went live about this earlier today on the plantation. The title is basically, hey, stop worrying. The Most High got you, fam. Right? Stop worrying. The Most High got you, fam. Because a lot of our people, you know, we naturally as human beings tend to worry when trials and tribulations actually come our way, when afflictions happen to come our way, right? We start worrying when we start to get sick. We start worrying as far as dealing on the job and things of that nature, right? But we have to realize, man, that we got to stand firm through these afflictions, through these trials and tribulations, and realize that this stuff was actually set up as far as afflictions, tribulation upon our life from the beginning, before we actually came out the mother's womb, right? I'm gonna start off with this first precept, man, right? A classic, right? Let's go to the book of Sirach, chapter 2, verse 1, right? Excuse me. This is Sirach, chapter 2, verse 1. My son, if thou come to serve Yahweh, prepare thy soul for temptation. Set thy heart aright and constantly endure, and make not haste in time of trouble. Cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end. So we're looking for the Most High Yahweh to increase in us. The only way that he's going to increase in us is if we decrease ourselves, decrease that flesh, decrease those thoughts of worrying, the thoughts of stress, right? Because stress can actually kill you, man. You can die from stress, literally, real talk. So we have to realize that once we signed up on that dotted line to come into this truth, to serve the Most High Yahweh, the first thing that was said was that we have to prepare our souls for temptation. And shalom to everybody in the chat, right? We have to prepare our souls for temptation. And we're going to be tempted left and right. You're going to be tempted by these spirits on the left-hand side of wickedness. You're going to be tempted at your job. You're going to be tempted at the workplace. You're going to be tempted at the stores, right? You're going to be tempted even in your own household. Tempted by your family members. Tempted by maybe old friends of the world that you may have left behind. Hey, you might even be tempted by your own brothers and sisters that's in this truth. It's during those times that we have to realize that we signed up for this. And part of signing up for this is being able to get through those temptations by enduring. Thus said the Lord, man. And these are things that we have to realize, man, right? Let's get the book of Romans chapter 8, verse 28, right? Let's get the book of Romans chapter 8, verse 28. And I hope brothers and sisters, man, you know what I'm saying, are enduring, right? And we're about to enter into the Shabbat. It's already the Shabbat, right, for brothers in the East Coast, right? But I want to say Ashar Shabbat, man. Shalom, right? This is Romans chapter 8, verse 28. And it says, and we know that all things work together for good to them that love Yahweh, to them who are the called according to his purpose. See, many people are called, but only few are chosen. The ones that are actually going to be chosen are the ones who are going to be able to endure affliction, endure temptation, not stress, not worrying about what's coming to them, because they decide, to worship Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, to serve Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Because the Lord says, I'm going to read this again, Romans chapter 8, verse 28. And we know that all things work together for good to them that love Yahweh, to them who are the called according to his purpose. So if you want good things to happen to you, if you want your afflictions, right, to be taken care of, if you want to get through those trials and tribulations, if you don't want to stress when things come about your way, the Lord says that good things are going to happen to them, to those who actually love Yahweh, right? And what is the definition of love? Let's get the classic, right? Let's go to the book of 1 John chapter 5, and let's start at verse 2, read all the way through 3. This is the book of 1 John chapter 5, verse 2 through 3. By this we know that we love the children of Yahweh, when we love Yahweh and keep his commandments. So you're going to have afflictions that are going to come your way from your own people in this truth, from your own brothers and sisters of Israel, right? But this is how you're actually going to love, continue to love on your own people, is by keeping the commandments. So when your own people try to tempt you, when your own people put stress upon you, right, you have to remember to keep the commandments, right? We are commanded not to stress. We are commanded not to worry. We are commanded, man, to have a spirit, right, of love and a sound mind, right? And we're going to get that, man, right? Let's get that, right? Let's get that. I want to say it's Shalak here. Right, let's get that, right? Let's get 2 Timothy. I believe that's what it is. Right, bear with me. Let's get the book of 2 Timothy, right? Chapter 1, verse 7, right? Let's get that. Again, we want to make sure that we have a strong spirit living in these last days, because temptations are going to come our way and cause you to stress, right? This is 2 Timothy chapter 1, verse 7. And it says, for Yahweh hath not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. So he created us as Israelites to serve him, to not be fearful. And a lot of our people, they fear, right, when temptation comes their way. They fear when they're going through stress. They fear when trials and tribulations come upon them. But the Lord did not give us that type of the spirit. He says, but of power. And we know that power, right, is tapping into, especially as Israelite men, is tapping into the God that the Most High Yahweh has made us. Because God in the Greek means Elohim, which just translates to power. And God, right, in the Hebrew just means Elohim, which also translates to power. And he says in Psalm chapter 82, verse 6, I have said that ye are gods, right? So in order to be able to operate in that God manner that the Most High made us in, we have to tap into that power, right? Again, for Yahweh hath not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. So in order to operate and tap into that power, you have to operate in love, which is keeping the commandments. Because if you keep the commandments where we're commanded to not stress, when we're commanded not to worry, when we're commanded to literally trust in the Most High God with all of our heart and not lean on our own understanding, then it's going to give us a sound mind. And we need a sound mind in these last days that we're living in. We need a sound mind when World War III is on the rise. We need a sound mind when Jacob's trouble is right around the corner. We need a sound mind when our household, when all hell breaks out in your household. You need a sound mind when you're having to deal with that wicked boss at work, man, right? Who's threatening to fire you because you're wanting to take days off to keep the high holy days. We need to keep a sound mind in all aspects of life, right? Shalom to my mighty brother Bez, man, of Seed of Israel, right? We've been doing unity camps with these brothers for a month straight. Excuse my language. A month straight, and all praise in the Most High. Make sure you guys go subscribe to Seed of Israel, Resurrected. All praise in the Most High, right? So we have to have a sound mind. And the only way that we're going to get a sound mind is by operating in our power, operating in the love of the Most High God, which is keeping the commandments. And that's going to cause us not to stress to where we're going to have a sound mind. Don't worry. The Most High got us, man. That's what we have to realize. The Most High has us, man. Right? Let's get the book of the classic, Philippians 4:13. Right? Because some may be thinking like, well, you know, I'm behind on my rent. Or dang, you know, this baby mama is stressing me out, man. Right? She threatening to take my children away from me. Or, damn, man, the Esau is working me long ass hours on the job. And it seems like I don't have any time, you know what I'm saying, to give to the Lord. I barely have time to get to my family, let alone to the Most High. Right? Oh, man, I'm tired. I don't know if I feel like going out on the highways and hedges. Right? This is the thing. These are the times that you have to depend on Christ, man. Right? This is Philippians chapter 4, verse 13, the classic. I can do all things through Christ, which strengtheneth me. Right? We can literally not stress by having our minds occupied on the ways of Christ. He gave us that way. He set that path for us to have an example on how to get out of certain situations, how to flee from temptation, how to flee from affliction, how to flee from stress, how to flee from worrying, right? Again, as humans, man, right? We're naturally through the flesh, right? Gonna have moments that we're gonna worry. But it's during those moments that we have to literally operate in our power by fighting these wicked spirits on the left-hand side. Because we have plenty of examples in the scriptures of our mighty forefathers who have shown that example when they have had affliction or temptation put upon them to be able to get through those afflictions and still serve the Most High. And we're going to get examples of Job. We're going to get examples of Christ, right? We're going to get example of that mighty mother dealing in 2 Maccabees, right? We're going to get into these things, right? Let's get the book of 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 7, right? Let's go to the book of 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 7, right? And it says, this is 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 7. Matter of fact, I'm going to start at let's start at verse 5. Likewise, ye younger, submit yourselves unto the elder. Right? We got to look at our mighty elders who've given us great examples, man, on how to deal with stress. Hey, some of us have elders, even in our own family, that have gone through situations, right, in life because they lived on this earth longer than us, right? You may be going through a situation, like let's just say, for instance, right, your car is starting to break down, right? And there's a certain issue with your car, but you don't know how to fix it, right? But you got that elder of an uncle, right, who've been working on carburetors and alternators, man, right? And engines, man, right? And tire changes and oil changes for years. And you stressing about, man, you know what I'm saying? The auto shop is charging me, you know, they trying to charge me out the buku, fam. You know what I'm saying? To pay for this simple fix, right? And you got that elder of an uncle, man, who's telling you like, hey, man, what you stressing out for, man? I'll show you how to do it. Just come on over here to the house, you know, getting on a Sunday, man. You know what I'm saying? We can get together, you know what I'm saying? And I'll show you how to fix it, right? And the Most High can use anybody, right? For us to get an example on how not to stress and how to learn from certain situations. So again, it says, likewise, ye younger, submit yourselves unto the elder. Yea, all of you be subject one to another and be clothed with humility, right? We got to have a sense of humility about ourselves when afflictions come our way. You have to have a sense of humility about yourself when you start to stress. Humble yourself down in this thing and realize that, hey, instead of stressing, maybe I have to do some self-examination within myself, right? When stuff happens to pop off out of nowhere, hey, that's a great time to do a self-examination upon yourself. Because if you don't even self-examine yourself, right, on the situations that come upon you, you're going to find yourself continuing to stress because you haven't done a self-examination. You have to have a sense of humility. It says, for Yahweh resisted the proud and giveth grace to the humble. So the moment that you start to actually self-examine yourself by humbling yourself down, the Most High is going to give you grace during the time of affliction, during the time of stress, during the time of worrying, because you're humbling yourself before the Lord, man. And that's what our mighty forefathers have done. They've always humbled themselves before the Lord whenever stress came upon their lives, man. Verse 6, humble yourselves, therefore, under the mighty hand of Yahweh, that he may exalt you in due time, right? You may have that nagging ass baby mama who's still in the world, man, who the Lord separated you from, right? Who's using any and everything, man, to shame your name, to bring stress upon your life, right? You may have been married, right? And I'm using myself for example. I can be honest with y'all, Israel. I'm using myself for example. Before I came into this truth, right? Before the Lord blessed me, you know what I'm saying, with the wife who keeps the law, statutes, and commandments, and who submits and who honors the Most High God by honoring me, right? Who doesn't bring stress to my life. I had to deal with literally 2 marriages, right? And 2 divorces, right? First marriage, right? Had to go through a divorce because she committed adultery and abandoned my oldest son, you know what I'm saying, Zamron Jr., right? At the age of 2, to the point that I had to raise him on my own since the age of 2. He's now 14, all praise to the Most High, right? But that was a stressful moment in my life. Number 1, because I didn't know who I was. Number 2, I didn't understand how to operate in the fruits of the Spirit to be able to not stress, right? But the Lord does these things for a reason, right? Then after that, you know what I'm saying, I get into another marriage of 7 years. And in year 6 of that marriage, I come into the spiritual knowledge and wisdom of the truth of knowing that I'm an Israelite. Immediately make changes. But remember, we just read in Sirach 2:1, it says, when you come to prepare yourself to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation, right? And temptation came in many different ways, because at the end of the day, the Lord knew from the beginning, right, that even that second wife was not meant for me as far as for the path that he wants me to be on and doing the Lord's work. So the Lord put a wicked spirit, right, on that second wife to do the same thing and commit adultery, which gave me the license, right, and the license from the Most High God to write a bill of divorce. But yet I still went through a lot of stress dealing with that situation, to the point that I almost fell out the truth. As soon as I came in, I almost fell out. And all praise to the Most High that he sent mighty brothers, you know what I'm saying? At that time, there was brothers of Sakari, Seattle, because that was the camp, right, that I was dealing with, right? Brothers that I also know in the truth, you know what I'm saying, that are not in camps, right? Sent mighty brothers around my way to keep me strong and uplifted, right? To pick myself up back on my feet, right? Because we got to realize, man, that the Lord does these things for a reason, man. The Lord does these things for a reason, right? Again, this is 1 Peter, right? Chapter 5, right? Verse 7. I was picking up from verse 6. Humble yourselves, therefore, under the mighty hand of God, that he may exalt you in due time. See, through those situations that you go through, if you trust in him, man, he's going to exalt you in due time, right? You may be dealing with a lot of stress at your workplace. You're seeing Edomites, Ammonites, Moabites, Ishmaelites, Elamites getting promoted over you, and you doing more work than them, but somehow you're not getting noticed. They getting raises and you not getting raises, right? And you watching this stuff and it's stressing you out, right? But the Lord is going to exalt you in due time. You just got to trust in him, right? You may get exalted, right, by getting a better job. He may have something better for you to where you're making more money, you're having to deal with less stress, and you're actually appreciating. Keep in mind, we are not in our place of rest anyway, right? We're going to bring that up, right? You may be striving, like just like a lot of us, we're striving in this truth, doing our best to keep the commandments, knowing that we are cursed in and out, when we go in the house and when we come out the house, knowing that we're having to deal with these curses placed upon our people forever until Yahweh Shai HaMashiach comes back, right? But we still have to endure. We still have to show, right, be that light to our own people. Be that light even around these other wicked nations, right? Because we're going to get exalted in due time. These are things we have to realize. Verse 7. It says, 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 7, the main point. Casting all your care upon him, for he careth for you. Do you forget? Sometimes we may forget, man, that the Most High cares about us. Hey, you come into the spiritual knowledge and wisdom and truth, best believe the Lord cares about you. He cares about his people. Do not forget that the Most High cares about us. So when we go through these things, man, we have to remember that the Most High God cares about us. Don't have that mindset like, oh, damn, man, you know what I'm saying? I'm behind on my rent. Oh, man, my car done broke down again. I done ran out of gas. Oh, dang, man, I was walking down the steps and I done sprained my ankle, man, right? Severely sprained ankle, and now I'm in a cast. Oh, damn, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, I got to go get my wisdom teeth pulled. And now I'm walking around looking like this. Oh, the Lord don't care about me, right? No, the Lord cares about you, man. Right? These are things that we have to understand, right? Thus said the Lord, man. These are things that we have to understand, right? The Lord cares about us. But if you don't trust in him, right, then you're not going to be able to see the power that he can use, that he wants to use to show us as Israelites that he actually does care about us. The Lord has shown us plenty of time throughout the scriptures, throughout life, that he's cared about us. Whether he has literally used Moses, right, to split that Red Sea to get us up out of Egypt, man, in captivity. Then our people got into the wilderness, and then they forgot that the Lord cares about us, right? They start dwelling on the past, dwelling on, you know what I'm saying, on the Egyptians. Oh, we had it better when we was in Egypt. Really, because they forgot that the Lord cared about them, man, right? Oh, manna again? I'm tired of eating manna, Hannah, right? We want meat, right? Like Wicked Peyton Manning says, cut that meat, cut, you know, that's madness, man, right? Because we forgot, right? We don't want to forget in these last days when perilous times are on the way, when we are approaching Jacob's trouble, that the Lord cares for us, right? We're looking to be delivered about this thing, man, right? Thus said the Lord, right? Let's get the book of Matthew real quick, and we're going to get some accounts of our mighty forefathers. Let's get the book of Matthew chapter 6, verse 34, right? Let's go to Matthew chapter 6, verse 34. And it says, matter of fact, I'm starting at verse 33. Matthew chapter 6, verse 33. But seek ye first the kingdom of Yahweh and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. We got to seek the Most High God. We should be seeking the kingdom. We are living in the land of our captivity. We have to realize that. If our minds is fixated upon a 20-year plan, right? In 20 years, I'm going to retire. I'm going to pull all this money out of 401k, right? And I'm going to be balling it up. You feel me? I'm going to be doing what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got to worry about nothing. Oh, you know what I'm saying? There's a promotion. There's a job opening, right? Yeah, it's going to require that I got to do more work. But, man, that check going to be looking nice. And you just all focused on that, right? You focused on, man, you know what I'm saying? Let's just keep it 100. There's nothing wrong with being prepared as far as, like, trying to prepare yourself for Jacob's trouble. But you don't know when it's going to pop off. It can pop off when you least expect it, right? Don't be that brother or that sister that spends all your time, like, you got a whole room dedicated to canned goods, water bottles, weapons, right? Damn, you know what I'm saying? Firewood, all the things that you think that you need. Like, you got a whole, you got a Jacob's trouble, you know what I'm saying? Travel kit, right? You kind of telling everybody like, yeah, I'm ready for Jacob's trouble. Check out my travel kit. Yeah, I'm gonna be straight. You know what I'm saying? I ain't worried about nothing, right? Right. Oh, you know what I'm saying? When gas prices go up, you know what I'm saying? And folks ain't gonna be able to be driving cars no more. Check this out. I done went and picked me up, you know what I'm saying? An electrical skateboard and an electrical bike. I ain't gotta worry about nothing. Oh, I just got me a bus pass, you know what I'm saying, for a whole year straight, right? Man, you focusing on the wrong things, right? The Lord said in Isaiah, I'm going to say 33:6, that wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of our times. We should be trying to stack up on this knowledge, stack up on this wisdom that the Most High wants to give us. So when these times come, right, that we're able to actually operate in wisdom. Understand that, hey, if we're not able to get certain things at a certain time, it's of the Lord. Right? Acts 5:39. If it be of the Most High God, who can overthrow it? Lest ye be happily to fight against the Most High God. Right? We can't forget about that. Verse 34. Matthew chapter 6, verse 34. Take therefore no thought for the morrow, for the morrow shall take thought for the things of itself. Sufficient unto the day is the evil thereof. Don't be worried about what's about to happen tomorrow, man. Right? Because we may not even be able to see tomorrow. No man is promised another day. This is why we wake up, man. We should be giving thanks and honor and glory to the Most High God that he woke us up for another day. Right? These are things we have to realize, man. Right? Right. Brothers talking about, I got that new Fred Flintstone, man. You see that? Yeah, I got that new Fred Flintstone. Right? No pedal to the metal, just feet. The Most High is not dealing with that Fred Flintstone, you know what I'm saying, vehicle spirit, man. Right? These are things we got to realize. Talking about me and Barney is straight, man. Right? Because we got to realize that this is happening. Right? The Black Messiah is coming soon. Right? With his chariots and with the sword. Right? This is why we got to stack up on his knowledge and wisdom. Because you don't want to fall victim, you know what I'm saying, to the sword of the Most High God that he's bringing upon Babylon the Great. So stop stressing about the things of this world. Stop stressing about what happens, what trials and tribulations come upon you. Because it was set up to come upon you before you came out your mother's womb. This is why the Lord said, take therefore no thought for the morrow shall take thought for the things of itself. Sufficient unto the day is the evil thereof. Thus saith the Lord, man. Right? Let me get another one, man. Right? Let me get the book of Isaiah, chapter 26, verse 3. Right? Let's go to Isaiah, chapter 26, verse 3. Right? Isaiah, chapter 26, verse 3. And it says, thou wilt keep him in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on thee, because he trusted in thee. You got to ask yourself, and I ask myself this, you know, I'm asking myself this right now, man. Is our minds actually stayed on the will of the Most High God? We have to ask ourselves that. Or is our mind, you know what I'm saying, focused on a court date that's coming up? Or is our mind focused on, you know what I'm saying, that chick, you know what I'm saying, that you're trying to court and trying to make your wife, man? Right? Is our mind focused on the Most High? Or is our mind focused on, oh, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I seen these boots, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get these boots, you know what I'm saying, so I can show up to camp stunting on fools, man. You know what I'm saying? Oh, my mind is just focused on, I got to do this. You going in the bathroom, you know what I'm saying, or you going to your secret place, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. For me, you know what I'm saying, I got a lot of kids in my crib, so my secret place is in the bathroom, yo. Real talk, man. Right? To go and actually pray to the Most High God. Why? Why is that my secret place, man? Because I know I'm not going to be interrupted, right? If I'm in there for a while, everybody's just going to be thinking that I'm boo-booing, man, right? Everybody got their own secret place, right? And when you go to your secret place to pray to the Most High God and face the east, what are you praying for? Are you praying for things of vanity, right? Are you praying, or should you be praying for the temptations and the stresses and the things and the afflictions that actually try to come into your life, and cast all your cares on the Most High and trust that he's going to handle that thing? You got Jake, you know what I'm saying? He praying, he going through affliction, right? His car, right, is having some trouble, and he praying for a Tesla or for that new Mercedes. Because his mind is thinking about, oh, if I would have had this type of whip, I wouldn't be going through these problems. Right? He praying that he hit the lotto, man. I'm trying to hit that Mega Millions. Real talk. I done bought 45 tickets. Hey, one of these 45 tickets gonna hit. Right? Brother talking about my hand itching. Right? My hand itching. Well, must be time for me to go to the casino. I know that triple red dragon about to hit. No, man. We should be praying for wisdom. We should be praying for humility. We should be praying, you know what I'm saying, for guidance. We should be praying that the Most High takes these stresses off of us, man, so that we can focus on the Lord and focus on the task at hand. Because there are more important things that we should be worried about, right? Right, that hand itch spirit, man, right? So I'll read that again. Isaiah chapter 26, verse 3. Thou wilt keep him in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on thee, because he trusted in thee. See, if your mind is on this world, man, right? When the Lord says in Micah, let me get that real quick, man. Let's go to the book of Micah. If your mind is focused on the things of this world, which we're living in a temporary captivity, right? Then your mind's not going to be focused on the right things, right? This is the book of Micah, chapter 2, verse 10. Micah chapter 2, verse 10. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you, even with a sore destruction, right? The Lord said, depart, right? Not only should we have to depart from the ways of Babylon the Great, the ways that Babylon the Great wants us to think, right? Our enemies, Esau, he wants us to think about stuff that's going to stress us out, man, right? That's why he places certain laws and legislations, you know what I'm saying, on us, right? To get us stressed out, right? He puts speed limits, you know what I'm saying? One minute is 50 miles per hour, the next minute is 25 miles per hour, and it's literally like in a half a mile radius, right? To stress you out so that you can get a damn ticket, man, and have to pay Esau out your own pockets, right? He has his system called credit, right? What is your credit score, right? We can't have our minds focused on that. We got to depart from the ways of that, man, right? Because this is not our rest. So when you're going through trials and tribulations, the Lord reminded us that this is not our rest. We go through these trials and tribulations for a reason, because this place is not our rest, man, right? And I agree with my brother Benjamin, man. Benjamin Israel. Brother said, I'm so out of this world, I can't take worldly conversations or worldly Jake/Eve. It be pissing me off, man. I don't blame you, right? It be pissing me off too, man, right? That's why we got to attack these things, man, with wisdom. Attack these things by having our minds on Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, right? We should be occupied in prophecy, man, right? The Lord tells us that, man, right? You going through the stresses of the world. You stressing over the world, man. When the Lord says that our mind should be occupied on prophecy. You worried about, you know what I'm saying, how you going to get your next meal when your mind should be occupied on the Most High in prophecy. This is Sirach chapter 39, verse 1. But he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High, number one, it says you got to give your mind to the law of the Most High. The Most High commanded us not to have a spirit of fear, but of love and a sound mind. That's a commandment, right? But he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High, and is occupied in the meditation thereof, will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient and be occupied in prophecies, man. Right? You got a lot of evil. You know, I'm talking to Jake right now, right? Or I'm talking to brothers in Israel. Right? We got a lot of wicked sisters out here right now, right? That want to try to keep the children away from you, right? Want to shame your name, right? Want to be all on social media, talk about niggas ain't, right? Talk about, yeah, see, this. If he can have multiple wives, I can have multiple husbands, right? Talking about, I can wear pants, right? I'm wearing pants. I don't care what you say. Wear my dress. It's cold outside. My cankles is cold, right? Cook for you. I'm always having to cook. I gotta cook and clean. Nigga, when you gonna cook, right? We got women, you know what I'm saying, walking around talking about all the single ladies, gathering up all women of Israel to have that Beyonce independent spirit, right? Got our women, you know what I'm saying, handing that, you know, sending sending links of Neo, right? Miss Independent. Talk about, listen to this girl, let me tell you. This is what we need to be on. It can be stressful on you. It could be stressing a brother out, man. But don't worry about that, man. Because if your mind is occupied on the Most High, if your mind is occupied on the law, then you're going to be occupied in prophecy. And we see the prophecy of Isaiah, right? Chapter 4, verse 1, coming to fruition. Isaiah chapter 3, verses 16, all the way on down to fruition, where the Lord is literally going to start judging these women of Israel. And to the sisters, man. Right? And to the sisters. Right? Don't be stressed out about, you know what I'm saying, these wicked jakes, man. Right? And these wicked men. It goes both ways. Right? Right? You got men operating in that Allah spirit. Talk about they in the truth, man. Right? But they operating in that surah, right? Allah spirit. Right? They putting their hands on you, beating you up, right? Out there on the just all out, sitting there just committing fornication behind your back, bringing diseases to you, right? They out there just sleeping with any and everything, then come home and sleep with you, right? Then all of a sudden your pH balance is messed up, right? And then they blaming it on you, talking about some that's off, right? But guess what, sisters? Don't be worried about that. Don't stress over that. Because if you're operating, if your mind is fixated upon the Most High God, then the Most High is going to bring you out that situation. He's going to take care of that situation. And we are all waiting for the Most High to come back. We are waiting for Christ to come back. Salakia. We are waiting for Christ to come back and establish his kingdom. But before that, hey, we still have to endure all the way into the end. And part of enduring, man, is enduring temptation, enduring afflictions, enduring stress, right? Enduring the worries, right? While living in captivity. And the way that you endure that, man, the way that you endure that, sister, right, is by trusting in the Most High God. Let's get some examples of that with our mighty forefathers, man. Right? Let's get one of the main examples. Let's go to Job, chapter 1. Right? Let's go to the book of Job, chapter 1. Right? You got our people, you know, we got to ask ourselves, bro, when we be stressing, right? You got to ask yourself, am I going through what Job went through? Has anything like that at that level ever happened to me? Let's read the account of Job, right? Let's read the account of Job, right? I'm going to jump around a little bit in chapter 1. This is Job chapter 1, verse 1. There was a man in the land of Uz, whose name was Job. And that man was perfect and upright, and one that feared God and eschewed evil. See, Job was known as being perfect because he didn't have a spirit of fear. No, he feared the Most High God. If we're going to fear anything, we have to fear Yahweh. Ba'ashem Yahushai, man. That's who we should fear, right? So we got to ask ourselves, man, do we have the fear of the Most High like Job? Because if we do, man, then we're going to operate in that perfect spirit. And Christ told us in Matthew, I want to believe 5:48, be ye perfect like your Father is in heaven is perfect, man. Right? So Job was looked upon as perfect, right? Now let's continue on Job. Let's jump to verse 3. Let's just continue with verse 2. And there were born unto him 7 sons and 3 daughters. Right? Some of us got big families, man. Right? A lot of children, a lot of children, you know what I'm saying, that we got to take care of, man. And Job literally had 10 children, right? 10 is the number of completion. Verse 3. His substance also was 7,000 sheep, 3,000 camels, 500 yoke of oxen, 500 she-asses, and a very great household, so that this man was the greatest of all the men of the East. So, bro, hey, so Job had that buku dollars, man, right? Job had substance, man. Job had equity, right? Job was rich, right? And his sons, verse 4, and his sons went and feasted in their houses, right? He was so rich that all his children had their own spots. Every one his day, and sent and called for their 3 sisters to eat and to drink with them, right? So, you know, despite the fact Job was keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, he was looked upon as perfect. He's dealing with a bunch of badass kids, man, that want to celebrate birthdays, man, right? best believe Job is telling them, like, we can't, y'all can't be celebrating birthdays, bro. That's a sin. They probably responded back, I don't care what you're talking about, Daddy. It's my party and I can cry if I want to. Cry if I want to. Right? What Job had to do because of this? Verse 5. And it was so, when the days of their feasting were gone about, that Job sent and sanctified them, and rose up early in the morning, and offered burnt offerings according to the number of them all. And Job said, it may be that my sons have sinned, right, and cursed Yahweh in their hearts. Thus did Job continually. So for those of you who want to say that, you know, it's cool to celebrate birthdays, bro, clearly Job's kids were celebrating their birthdays to the point that Job had to get up every day. He got 10 kids. That's 10 so-called birthdays. He got to get up the next day, bro. You know what I'm saying? And go and present sacrifices to the Lord for the atonement of their sins. Right? Even though Job was perfect, he got some badass kids, man. Right? And some of us in this truth got some badass kids. Let's keep it 100, man. Right? Kids just do what they want to do. Right? Don't give a damn. Right? These are things we got to realize. And that could bring stress upon our lives. Right? But did Job stress? Oh, he just got up every single morning, did the works of the Lord, man, and went and commit and did sacrifices, man. Right? For the sake of his kids. Because we're all responsible for our own salvation. And they all had and Job's kids all had their own crib. So clearly they grown. Right? Thus said the Lord, man. Right? Verse 6. Now there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan came also among them. And the Lord said unto Satan, whence comest thou? Then Satan answered the Lord and said, from going to and fro in the earth, and from walking up and down in it. So you have the angels, you know what I'm saying? They gathered together with the Most High, you know what I'm saying? These spirits on the right-hand side. Then you got Satan, right, representing that spirit on the left-hand side. He just kind of come creep up in that junk, man. Right? Right? The righteous ones are having a conversation. Right? An A and B conversation, but yet Satan don't want to see his way out. Right? He just kind of creeps up in there talking about, man, you know, and they looking at him like, bro, what you doing here? Right? Satan, like, you know me, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm just kind of doing my thing. You know, the earth was given to the hands of the wicked. You know what I'm saying? Hey, the wicked, you know what I'm saying? Hey, I fool with the wicked. I'm just kind of doing my thing. Your people are not listening. You know what I'm saying? Just doing my duty. Right? Verse 8, and the Lord said unto Satan, hast thou considered my servant Job, that there is none like him in the earth, a perfect and an upright man, one that feareth Yahweh and escheweth evil. So he's asking him like, bro, okay, you over here, you being cocky, bro, but have you know what I'm saying, you being proudful. I see, yeah, you got a lot of my people that are committing a bunch of wickedness, but have you considered my servant Job? Right? You're going to have a lot of people that is going to deal with stress and not going to know how to handle it. Right? And you may be that brother, you know what I'm saying, that has that wisdom to know how to handle it. Don't think just because you have the wisdom to know how to handle and get through these situations, right, that the Most High is not going to put something a lot more harder on you, right? Because Satan is probably thinking the same thing. Like, bro, you got a hedge of protection over, you know what I'm saying, the ones that are called, right? The ones that you have that are chosen, right? And then the Lord's like, yeah, have you considered my servant? Have you considered my servant Yefay, my servant, you know what I'm saying, Benjamin, right? Have you considered my servant Hebrew daughter, Isaiah, right? Azariah, you know what I'm saying, by Yahweh? Have you considered them, right? And then the Lord's going to put something on you, right? The Lord wants to show us off amongst wickedness. This is why he wants us to be that light. Let's see what Job, let's continue. Verse 9, and Satan answered the Lord and said, doth Job fear Yahweh for naught? Hast not thou made an hedge about him and about his house and about all that he hath on every side? Thou hast blessed the work of his hands, and his substance is increased in the land. But put forth thine hand now and touch all that he hath, and he will curse thee to thy face. Right? Prepare thy soul for temptation. Prepare thy soul to go through stress. Prepare thy soul to deal with things that may worry you. But it's during those times, are you going to sit there and denounce the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua? You're going to go back to the world, or are you going to look to the Most High God? Right? And that's what Satan tried to present. Like, look, you got Job mighty blessed. Of course he's going to worship you. Of course he's going to do the will of the Father, man. Right? But I bet you if you take all this stuff away, you know what I'm saying, put this stress on his life, right, he going to fold under pressure. Right? He going to fold under pressure. So let's see. Right? And as you continue to read, right, the Lord said, all right, go ahead, do whatever you want to do. Right? But don't kill him. So let's see what happened. Verse 13. And there was a day when his sons and his daughters were eating and drinking wine in their eldest brother's house, right? Probably celebrating their birthday again. And there came a messenger unto Job and said, the oxen were plowing and the asses feeding beside them. And the Sabaeans fell upon them and took them away. Yea, they have slain the servants with the edge of the sword, and I only am escaped alone to tell thee. So one of the first things that the Most High do is send his enemies, you know what I'm saying, right, to come and literally, you know what I'm saying, slay the servants, right, that was working for Job, right? Verse 16, while he was yet speaking, there came also another. So as the first servant came to tell Job what was going on, before he could even finish his conversation, here come another dude, another servant come running up, right? Probably out of breath, right? Verse 16, while he was yet speaking, there came also another and said, the fire of Yahweh is fallen from heaven and hath burned up the sheep and the servants and consumed them, and I only am escaped alone to tell thee. Right? So you got fire falling from the sky, man, right? Burning up all the sheep, right? And the servants, right? And more servants and consume them. So you have two servants at this point that escape two different afflictions, man, right? That's coming upon Job's household, right? Verse 17, while he was yet speaking, there came also another. So now you got the third person. First person couldn't finish what he had to say. Second person couldn't finish what he had to say, right? Now the third person running up with more drama, right? The Chaldeans made out 3 bands and fell upon the camels, right? So you got the Chaldeans coming with their armies, right? Fell upon the camels and have carried them away. Yea, and slain the servants with the edge of the sword, and I only am escaped alone to tell thee. Right? So now the third person is basically saying, like, look, bro, you know what I'm saying? The Chaldeans came with their army, right? They came over here, you know what I'm saying? They done robbed you of all your goods and your equity and your money, you know what I'm saying? And then ran off, man. Ran off on the plug twice, right? Verse 18. So that's 3 people. Verse 18. While he was yet speaking, the third person was speaking, there came also another and said, thy sons and thy daughters were eating and drinking wine in their eldest brother's house. And behold, there came a great wind from the wilderness and smote the 4 corners of the house, and it fell upon the young men, and they are dead. And I only am escaped alone to tell thee. So you got 4 servants, none, you know what I'm saying? Only the 4th servant was able to finish what he had to say, right? The other 3 servants, they weren't able to finish what they had to say before another affliction came. That can bring stress upon Job, that can have Job worried. Right? This 4th one talking about, look, man, all your kids damn near got killed in a hurricane. Right? The Most High sent Twister, man, right, on the house and smote them off. Right? Then Job arose and rent his mantle and shaved his head. So now we about to see what Job's about to do. Right? What would y'all do in that situation? Right? You know, you lose your job. Something happens with your health to where you're not able to get another job. You lose your house because you're not able to pay your rent, right? You're not able to get food. Then all your children get killed. You know what I'm saying? How would y'all react to that situation? I mean, let's keep it 100. If you don't have the Spirit of the Lord upon you, a lot of us will fold, right? A lot of us will be like, forget this truth. None of this stuff happened to me, you know what I'm saying, when I was in the world. Let's see how Job responded. Then Job arose, right, and rent his mantle and shaved his head and fell down upon the ground and what? And worshiped. It didn't say that Job arose and worried. It said Job arose and worshiped. So we got to worship during the situations that come upon our way. That's how we're going to get through those afflictions, right? We got to worship during times that bring stress upon our life, right? You got to worship, man. Right? I can't speak for everybody, but I know for me as a man, you know what I'm saying, in this truth, you know what I'm saying, if somebody would be like, I don't want our kids keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, right? I don't want you teaching our kids, you know what I'm saying, of who their enemies are. I don't want them respecting, you know what I'm saying, and obeying the Most High as far as keeping the Sabbath. I want them to be able to have birthdays. Why didn't you call on their birthday? Why didn't you get them a costume for Halloween? You didn't get them no Christmas presents? You know what? These kids they don't need to be. You ain't gonna see them no more. I'm gonna be like, I don't give a damn. I'll make some more kids that want to keep these laws, statutes, and commandments. Sometimes we gotta have that type of attitude, right? Your job is talking about, oh, you can't wear fringes at work. Oh, you now have to start working on the Shabbat. I don't care what you say. Sometimes you gotta be like, I don't give a damn. I'll go get another job. Matter of fact, please go ahead and fire me for that so I can get unemployment, so I can be chilling, man, and get hella time with the Most High God, right? We gotta forget, you know what I'm saying? Or I agree with him, right? Did Job, when he lost all his children, right, who was doing wickedness and celebrating their birthdays, did he fall down on the ground and curse the Most High God, or sit there and be like, oh, my kids, oh, the Most High is not with me? No, man, he worshiped, right? Right? Sometimes you gotta forget them wicked ass kids, man. Sorry if that's too much for y'all. But it is what it is, man. Right? So let's continue. Verse 20 again. Then Job arose and rent his mantle and shaved his head and fell down upon the ground and worshiped and said, naked came I out of my mother's womb, and naked shall I return thither. The Lord gave, and the Lord hath taken away. Blessed be the name of the Lord. Right? And you got Jakes and Eves, man, in Christianity church, man. Still to this day, right? Going to that nasty Baptist church, man, right? Where Pastor Chitlins, you know what I'm saying, is not teaching the laws, right? And they standing up and they clapping and dancing around to songs talking about, blessed be the name of the Lord. Blessed be the name of the Lord. Then walk out, right, to a flat tire, right? And they start cursing God on the spot. We got to understand what it truly means to bless the name, to bless the Most High, man. How to bless the Most High. We bless him in worship, man. We bless him in not worrying. We bless him in not stressing over the things that come upon our life and actually trusting in the Most High, just like Job did. Verse 22. In all this, Job sinned not, nor charged Yahweh foolishly. So in all that, Job still didn't sin. Right? Think about that, man. Right? Job could have sat there knowing that the scriptures say, he that lived by the sword shall die by the sword. Job could have been like, you know what I'm saying? Oh, you know what I'm saying? These saying beings that came over here and took all my belongings and slaved my servants. Right? Strap up. Get the strap. Right? That damn 50-cent spirit. Get the strap. Right? We're going to ride on these fools. Right? Most High didn't give him that charge to do that. And he understood that. He understood that this stuff was happening for a reason. He understood that the Most High was using him as an example on how to get through afflictions, how not to stress, how not to worry, man. Right? And Job is a mighty example of that. Right? Let's get another good example. Let's go to the book of Matthew, right? Chapter 26. Let's go to the book of Matthew, chapter 26. Christ even gave us an example, right? This is Matthew, chapter 26. Bear with me. I want verse, here we go. Let's start at verse 36. This is Matthew chapter 26, verse 36. Then cometh Yahweh Shai with them unto a place called Gethsemane, right? And said unto the disciples, sit ye here while I go and pray yonder. And he took with him Peter and the two sons of Zebedee, and began to be sorrowful and very heavy. Then said he unto them, my soul, before I read that, let's read 37 again. And he took with him Peter and the two sons of Zebedee, and began to be sorrowful and very heavy. Right? But he just told the disciples, hey, come with me to the Garden of Gethsemane, you know what I'm saying? And guess what? I'm going to pray. We're going to pray, man. But as he's praying, right, he's very sorrowful and heavy, right? Christ just gave you an example to let you know that even Christ, right, when he knows that he's getting ready to be sent up, he knows he's being betrayed. He knows he's getting ready to have to go through and fulfill the suffering so that grace can be established by the hands of his enemies and some of his own people, right? He's praying, but he's also sorrowful while he's praying, right? Hey, things that may come upon our lives may make us, feel sorrowful. But it's in those moments that we got to pray, right? We got to pray. That's how we're able to get through those sorrows, right? Verse 38. Then said he unto them, my soul is exceeding sorrowful, even unto death. Tarry ye here and watch with me. And he went a little farther and fell on his face and prayed, saying, oh, my Father, if it be possible, let this cup pass from me. Nevertheless, not as I will, but as thou wilt. So you got Christ that's literally praying to the Most High God, asking him to take away the suffering that he's going to have to go through, right? He's praying this to the Most High God, man. Just like you would pray to the Most High God, just like we want to pray to the Most High God to take these sorrows away from us, man. To take the stress that's getting ready that's coming upon us away from us, right? Not sitting there and depending on the ways of the world, right? But praying. But he also said, not as I will, but as thou wilt. So what we got to realize is sometimes the stuff that we go through, the Most High wants us to go through those things so that we can learn from those situations. And if you pray and you humble yourself down and have a sense of humility, you'll be able to realize that thing, man. Right? Shalom on my brother Sam Davis, man. My brother Gideon, mighty brother from WFI Seattle. Right? Right? And that's a great point, Yafei. Right? Don't give up because you're going through. Right? Job didn't give up when he was going through it. Right? Christ is not giving up. Right? When he's going through, and he's saying, not as I will, but as thou wilt. Verse 40. And he cometh unto the disciples and findeth them asleep, and said unto Peter, what, could ye not watch with me 1 hour? Watch and pray that ye enter not into temptation. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak. So when stuff happens and you start to go through stress, man, right? Hey, man, you gotta pray, because if you're praying, then you're staying. You're being a watchman. You're on watch. If you don't pray, you're gonna fall into the temptation of falling out the truth. If you don't watch, you're gonna fall into the temptation of doing something that you're not supposed to do, right? That's against the Most High and His commandments, man. All because of stress and affliction, right? Verse 42. He went away again the second time and prayed, saying, oh, my Father, if this cup may not pass away from me, except I drink it, thy will be done. So he's praying a second time, like, Lord, take this away from me, right? Verse 43, and he came and found them asleep again, for their eyes were heavy, right? You don't want the Most High to catch you sleeping this thing, right? Right? Don't be sleep and negligent, you know what I'm saying, right, to what's going on. Understand, when you're going through afflictions, man, the Most High is telling you something. If you're going through stress, the Most High is telling you something. Self-examine yourself, man, like Christ is doing, right? Verse 44, and he left them and went away again and prayed the third time, saying the same words. See, the Most High, sometimes when you pray, the Most High may not just handle that situation for you right then and there. Sometimes you got to keep praying for a first time, a second time, a third time, a fourth time, fifth time, right? And still having faith that the Most High is going to get you through that, man. And no, you're not wrong, man. You're not wrong. That's a great point, right? The brother said, I might be wrong, but the Most High putting us through affliction to prepare us for Jacob's trouble. Right? How are you going to be able to go through Jacob's trouble, man, if you don't even know how to go through minor afflictions? Right? You don't know how to not stress over minor afflictions. No, we are rehearsing the righteous acts, like spoken about in Judges, I want to say 5 and 11. Right? And the place of drawing water of archers, man. Right? Because you're going to have these missiles that are going to come and land here in Babylon the Great. Here's where we're rehearsing the righteous acts. Part of rehearsing the righteous acts is rehearsing the acts of Job. Part of the rehearsing the righteous acts is rehearsing the acts of Yahushua, or Mashiach. Verse 44 again. This is Matthew chapter 26, verse 44. And he left them and went away again and prayed the third time, saying the same words. Then cometh he to his disciples and said unto them, sleep on now and take your rest. Behold, the hour is at hand, and the Son of Man is betrayed into the hands of sinners. You're going to be betrayed by your own family members in this truth, man. You're going to be betrayed by those who you thought, you know what I'm saying, was really close to you, or loved you, or was down for you 100%. You know what I'm saying? Was your ride or die, right? Quote unquote. And they're going to betray you. Are you going to stress over that? Are you going to worry over that? Or are you going to stand firm for Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua and stand stiffly and continue to worship the Most High God? Are you going to rejoice during those times of affliction like Job did, man? Those are things you got to ask yourselves, man. Right? Let's get another example. One more example, right? Right? For the sisters, man. Get some encouragement to the sisters. Right? We just gave 2 examples of mighty men in this truth, right? On how they endured affliction, how they've gotten through stress, and they both worshiped the Most High God and prayed, man. Right? Let's get an example, right? Let's go to the book of 2nd Maccabees. Let's get the book of 2nd Maccabees, right? Let's go to 2nd Maccabees. I want to say chapter 7. Right? Let's get that. Y'all bear with me, man. Let's go to the book of 2nd Maccabees, chapter 7. And I want to start at verse. Let's start at verse 1. This is 2nd Maccabees, chapter 7, verse 1. It came to pass also that 7 brethren with their mother were taken. Right? So you have a mother and her 7 boys that are taken from their enemies. This is during the Greek captivity, especially under wicked King Antiochus, and compelled by the king against the law to taste swine's flesh, and were tormented with scourge and whips. So you got these enemies that are whipping, right, the mother and these 7 boys and her 7 boys, right, tormenting them with scourges, trying to, you know, kind of burning them, right, just to get them to taste swine's flesh, just to eat pork, right? Verse 2, but one of them that spake first said thus, what wouldest thou ask or learn of us? We are ready to die, rather than to transgress the laws of our fathers. Were they stressing? Were they worried? No. They said, I don't care what the hell you do to me, fam. Real talk, I'm ready to die for this thing. I still not eating pork chops. I'm still not eating them chitlins or shitlins, like people like to say. I'm still not eating that bacon, right? I'm not eating that oink, man, right? I'm ready to die before I eat oink, right? Verse 3, then the king, being in a rage, commanded pans and cauldrons to be made hot. So now it pissed this wicked king off to the point, man, he done got a big old pot, right? A hot boiling water, right? At a very high Fahrenheit of degrees. Verse 4, which forthwith being heated, he commanded to cut out the tongue of him that spake first. So now he cut off that dude's tongue who said that. And to cut off the utmost parts of his body. What do you think that's talking about? Because he didn't want to eat pork, right? He already been whipped. He's had to go, and all this is happening in front of his mama, right? He being scourged, right? He said he's ready to die than rather to eat pork, right? Now he's got a hot pan of boiling water prepared for him. They cut out his tongue and cut out the utmost parts, right? Probably cut off his Johnson, man, right? Let's be real. And made him a eunuch temporarily, man, right? The rest of his brethren and his mother looking on. Verse 5. Now, when he was thus maimed in all his members, right, he commanded him, being yet alive, to be brought to the fire and to be fried in the pan. And as the vapor of the pan was for a good space dispersed, they exhorted one another with the mother to die manfully, saying thus. So now they just watched their brother literally get cooked, right? Real talk. And lose his manhood and lose his tongue, right? He's already been whipped, right? The Lord God looketh upon us, and in truth hath comfort in us, as Moses in his song, which witnessed to their faces, declared, saying, and he shall be comforted in his service, in his servants. Right? So they didn't denounce the name of the Most High God, the fact that they just saw what just happened to their brother. No, man, they still served the Most High God in sincerity and truth. They put their trust in him. They didn't have a spirit of fear. They had a spirit of love, of power, and a sound mind. Verse 7. So when the first was dead after this manner, they bought the second to make him a mocking stock. And when they had pulled off the skin of his head with the hair, then asked him, wilt thou eat before thou be punished throughout every member of thy body? Right? So now you got the second brother, man. He's literally getting his wig peeled back, man. Right? Like this is the movie Saw X. Right? And he's just peeling off the skin of his own head, man. But he answered in his own language, right? In Hebrew, ancient Paleo Hebrew. Because remember, this is the time of the Greeks. Right? And King Antiochus literally, I want to say in 2 Maccabees chapter 6, right? Verses 6 all the way through 10, he put a law and decree that you couldn't declare yourself at all to be a Jew, that you had to conform to the matters of the Gentiles, of the Greeks, right? So after he got his whole wig peeled back, right? Now he's speaking in his own language. He's like, oh, you going to do this to me? All right, well, Ricky, well, call law, Yahweh, Mashiach, coming like Yahweh, man, right? Kwam Yashua, right? But he answered in his own language and said, no, right? He said, la'ah. Wherefore, he also received the next torment in order as the former did. So he literally went through the same, he got the same death as his brother. So now we down to 5 brothers, right? And the mother. She just watched 2 of her boys die, right? Now, verse 9. And when he was at the last gasp, he said, thou like a fury takest us out of this present life, but the King of the world shall raise us up, who have died for his laws unto everlasting life. That's his last words, man. Right? Now, he didn't curse Yahweh with his last words, right? He worshiped, man, and celebrated, man, with his last words. That's mighty, man. Real talk. After him was the third made a mocking stock, and when he was required, he put out his tongue, and that right soon holding forth his hands manfully, and said courageously, these I had from heaven, and for his laws I despised them, and from him I hope to receive them again. So they cut off his hands. Right now he got nubs, right? And he's like, I don't give a damn about these hands. The Most High gave me these hands. You want to cut my hands? Do what you got to do, fam. Real talk. I'm not stressing. I ain't worried. What am I going to worry about these 2 hands for, man? Hey, they going to give them back to me in the kingdom. Got to have that mindset, man. Right? This is mighty, man. Real talk. Right? That mother raised them boys the right way. Right? That mother didn't raise them boys, man, to be a sodomites, man, and sissies. Right? She raised them to have the spirit of our mighty forefathers, man, in this truth, man. Right? The spirit of Yahweh Shai. Right? And it says, verse 12, insomuch that the king and that they were with him marveled at the young man's courage, for that he nothing regarded the pains. Now, when this man was dead also, they tormented and mangled the 4th in like manner. So now she done lost 4 of her sons. Remember, she has 7 boys. Now she's down to 3. So when he was ready to die, he said thus, it is good being put to death by men, to look for hope from Yahweh, to be raised up again by him. As for thee, thou shalt have no resurrection to life, man. Afterward, they brought the 5th also and mangled him, right? Then looked he unto the king and said, thou hast power over men. Thou art corruptible. Thou doest what thou wilt, yet think not that our nation is forsaken of Yahweh. But abide a while, and behold his great power, how he will torment thee and thy seed. And they also brought the 6. So they didn't kill literally 5 of her boys. Now she's down to 2. And after him, they brought the 6th, who being ready to die said, be not deceived without cause, for we suffer these things for ourselves, having sinned against our God. Therefore, marvelous things are done unto us. And they said that this stuff that's being done to them is marvelous, man. Right? But think not thou that takest in hand to strive against Yahweh, that thou shalt escape unpunished. But the mother was marvelous above all, and worthy of honorable memory. For when she saw her 7 sons slain with the space of one day, right now she's seen all 7 of her sons get tortured, man, brutalized, right? Manhood taken away, hands made to nubs, right? No tongues, right? Wig peeled back, man, till you can see their brains. She bare it with a good courage because of the hope that she had in the Lord. Yea, she exhorted every one of them in her own language, again in ancient Paleo Hebrew, filled with courageous spirits. Hey, she was filled with a courageous spirit, right? And stirring up her womanish thoughts with a manly stomach, she said unto them, listen to that, right? She's a woman, and most women are created to be emotional, right? They're created naturally to be that way, right? But she stirred up, right, those natural emotional spirits and tapped into her manly stomach, right? That's mighty, right? She basically tapped into girding up her loins type spirit, man. And what does she say? What does she say unto these wicked devils, man? I cannot tell how ye came into my womb, for I neither gave you breath nor life, neither was it I that formed the members of every one of you, right? So she's saying that, hey, it's not because of me, right, that I got blessed with 7 sons and they were all taken away. The Most High did this thing, man, right? The Most High can give it and the Most High can take it away. But doubtless, the creator of the world, who formed the generation of man and found out the beginning of all things, will also of his own mercy give you breath and life again, and ye now regard not your own selves for the law's sake, right? Hey, so she literally, and then as we go down, I'm gonna jump down, right? I'm gonna jump down to verse. Let's jump down to verse. Let's jump down to verse 40. This is 2 Maccabees chapter 7, verse 40. So this man died undefiled and put his whole trust in the Lord. Last of all after the sons, the mother died. You see that? Let this be enough now to have spoken concerning the idolatrous feast and the extreme tortures. Right? These are examples of Jacob's trouble, man. Right? And it could be worse than that. But yet we got the example of that mighty foremother, man. Right? For you sisters. Right? She literally watched all 7 of her sons get tormented and get killed. And she also got tormented and killed herself. And neither one of them cursed the Most High God. Every single one of them, right, realized, man, that this was just part of the lot. This is just part of enduring that temptation, part of enduring these afflictions. They didn't worry. They just went through with it, man, and worshiped the Most High God. We have to do the same thing, man, in these last days, man, right? Because they understood the greater gift. They understood the greater gift, right? And that's the kingdom. Let's get one more. Let's go to the book of let's go to the book of Philippians chapter 4 again. Philippians chapter 4, and let's start at verse 19. And I hope this is edifying for y'all, man, right? This is not only for y'all, but this is for myself, man, because we got to stay strong in these last days, fam. Real talk, right? This is Philippians chapter 4, verse 19. But my God shall supply all your need according to his riches in glory by Mashiach Yahushua. So no matter what you're going through, what afflictions come your way, the Most High is going to provide you for all your needs. As long as you keep your minds on the Most High. Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Thus said the Lord. So stop worrying. The Most High got you, fam. Stop worrying. The Most High got you. Right? One more. I got to bring this last one out, man. Last one. Right, let's get the book of Isaiah. Right, get the book of Isaiah chapter 33, verse 6. One of my favorite precepts, man. This is Isaiah chapter 33, verse 6. And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure. So instead of fearing of the things of this world, man, that may come upon us, hey, we got to fear the Most High. Because that's where our true treasure actually lands, man. Thus saith the Lord. Right? So with that, giving all praises, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, by Shem HaMashiach, coming like Yahushai. I hope this was edifying for the nation of Israel. Right? I'm kind of going off my phone, so Salakia with the thumb action, man. You feel me? I want to say shalom to Salome Williams. Right? Shalom to my brother Jay, man. Right? Shalom to Chanika Jenkins, Don Israel. Right? Abayano, right? Yasharala, daughters of Zion. Ari, Israel, Hebrew daughter. Isaiah, right? Shalom, right? Shalom meaning Israel. Matt Jones, right? Hebrew, again, Hebrew daughter, right? Shalom, SOI, seed of Israel, right? Looking forward to this unity camp, man. This tomorrow, man. Right? Shalom, Lion of Judah, right? Shalom, Shalalia, Dene, right? Who else is on here, man? Deshae Jenkins, Shalom, Benjamin Israel, Shalom, right? Naba, Shalom. Who else was up on here, man? I don't want to miss nobody, man. I love every single one of y'all, right? Princess Yashara, right? Shalom. We got, who else we got here, man? Who else we got here? Shalom, Yafei Israel, right? Right, I don't want to miss nobody. Shalom. I promise you I don't want to miss nobody. Jermaine Campbell, right? Shalom. Antonio Bray boy, what's going on? King Shalom, right? I believe I got everybody, man. Right? Thus saith the Lord. I think I got everybody. My brother Isaiah, right? Man Yahweh, Shalom, right? I believe that's it, man. Brother Believe, Shalom, right? Judah Jew 104. Shalom, King. Real talk. My brother Sav Davis, brother Gideon, you know what I'm saying? WFI Seattle again. Shalom, Dennis Rodman, the real Dennis Rodman. Shalom. Right? Not that Dennis Rodman with that nasty damn polka dot haircut, man. Right? Polka dots in his head, man. Head look like a checkerboard. Right? The real Dennis Rodman, the ones keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments. Shalom. LaMonica Jones, Shalom, sweetheart. Shalom. Right? And everybody else in the nation of Israel, right? Shalom, Mariah, and I believe that's everybody. With that being said, again, I love y'all, Israel. Let's continue to keep enduring. Let's exhort one another. Everybody's going through something, y'all. Everybody's going through something, right? So we got to put our pride aside, right? And start praying for one another, right? And be praying to the Most High God, man, and putting our trust in him that he's going to deliver us up out of these situations that we're going through, man, and stop stressing. And stop worrying. The Most High got y'all, fam. So with that being said, Kwam Yasharala. Shalom.